All right. Good morning, everyone. Just going to give a minute for people to log in and get settled in. We'll be starting off in Shavasana. So welcome, everyone. Let's get started right away. We'll be starting off in Shavasana, laying flat on your back, legs extended long, arms to your sides and palms to the sky. Feel free to roll up a blanket or your mat underneath you to place in your back if you need to have a little bit of a gentle back bend through your Shavasana. Once settled, eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Use the inhale to draw your awareness to the present moment. Exhale to let go of tension you find in the body. Breathing with ease, deep into the belly, in and out of the nose. Acknowledge where the mind's traveling. Acknowledge the emotions connected to your thoughts, the physical reaction to your emotion. On your next inhale, invite small movements to the body. Waking up the hands and feet, wrists and ankles. Moving into the elbows and knees. Placing your feet flat to the floor. Slowly reach your hands overhead. Gently rock the knees from side to side. Draw your knees into the chest. Hold the knees with the hands and create small circles. Make sure to roll in both directions. Coming to center, feet flat to the floor. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, let the knees drop away from one another. Exhale, slowly draws the knees back together. Making the movement as fluid as possible, timed with the breath. And slowly coming up to center. Deep breath into prep. On your exhale, press your feet into the ground, lifting the hips high, engaging through the glutes. Inhale, lowers the hips back down. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale, lowers. Letting the hips return to the floor, unraveling the mat, or removing the blanket out from under you or towel. Reach the right arm overhead, roll onto your right side, using your bicep as a pillow. You want your heels to be in line with the spine, knees stacked. On the inhale, lift the top knee, the left knee, about 12 inches away from the other. Exhale, lowers back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lowers. Make sure your feet stay together and that the hip doesn't roll backwards. You want to stay stacked. Exhale to lower the knees together. Inhale to roll to your back. Lift the left arm over the head. Exhale to roll on to the left side. Feet in line with the spine. Knees stacked. Feet stay together. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, lowers back down. Trying to feel a burning on the outside edge of the hip, where the leg meets the glute. Make sure you're not rolling the hips back to lift the leg higher. If the knee points straight up into the sky, you're more than likely rolling to your back. You want to keep your weight forward. Let the knees come back together. Inhale to roll to your back. Lift your feet off the ground. Draw the knees and feet together and draw in the abdomen to push the lower back into the floor. Reach your hands into the sky, opening the palms to the ceiling. You should feel a deep contraction through the core, trying to press the lower back into the ground. If it's available, on the inhale, reach the right hand out and extend the left leg long. Try to keep your limbs off the floor, lower back pressing into the ground. Exhale back to center. Inhale to reach out. Exhale to center. Slowly coming back to center, hold the knees, create circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. Let your knees roll to one side and press yourself up into a seated position. Feet flat to the ground, knees and feet together, holding underneath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to roll the shoulders back, opening the chest, and try to let the weight of the torso hover your feet off the ground. If you want to take it a little bit further, maybe lifting the shins, maybe straightening the legs. If the leg variation is not appropriate, maybe extending the arms. Exhale, slowly lower everything down, hands behind you, gently rock the knees from side to side. Coming to center, make your way to your hands and knees, setting up into your tabletop. Palms directly underneath the shoulders, knees under hips, flowing through the cat-cow. Inhale, roll the hips, the belly sinks, tailbone lifts. Open the heart and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, head sinks between the arms. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Try to create a wave climbing up the spine. Head is always last to move. Slowly coming into a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward and let the shoulders drift forward over top of your hands, straightening the hip into a modified plank pose. Pressing the floor away from you, ears reaching for the ceiling and towards the front edge of the mat. Your fingers are spread wide, index finger pointing straight out to the front. Flip your toes underneath your feet. Exhale, press into the thumb and pointer finger. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pressing through the hands, reaching through the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the legs, maybe lifting the heels. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands, trying to keep the head low. Forward fold. Try to shift your weight into your toes. The spine hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs, flatten the spine, supporting on the shin. Roll through the hips to lengthen through the back of the leg and reach your ears to the front to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Give a slight bend to the knees. Inhale, ragdoll yourself up, rolling the spine into a standing posture. Reach your hands high. If you get dizzy, you came up too fast. Exhale to open through the front body, taking a small back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, fold forward, hinging in the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach the hands high. Interlace your fingers. Exhale, lean to the left, reaching through the right arm. Maybe letting the hips drift away from the hands, opening deeper through the right side of the body. Inhale to center. Exhale to the opposite side, reaching through the left arm, maybe letting the hips drift out to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, fold, hinging in the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ground your palms. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands to the floor and step your feet back to plank. If plank is not appropriate, dropping to the knees. You want to have a nice long line from ears to either toes or feet or your knees. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down, resting the belly on the floor. Inhale, press the hands, lift the head and chest. Cobra pose, try to keep your shoulders away from the ears and the elbows tucked in. If you feel pinching the lower back, you're lifting too high. Exhale, slowly lowers you down. Drape the arms along the side of the body, palms facing the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, lowers you down. If you want to add a degree of difficulty, incorporating the hands and feet into the lift. Maybe just the hands or just the feet. Choose the variation that's right for you today. Exhale, slowly lowers you down. Place the hands next to the ribs. Inhale, presses you up into your tabletop. Step the right foot in between the hands. Ground the left palm. Inhale, reaches right hand high. Hands reaching away from one another. Exhale, lowers the right hand to the knee. Inhale, floats the left hand high. Exhale, drop the left knee outside of the right knee, sliding the right hand up the thigh. Turn your shoulders towards the right leg for a twist. Nice tall spine. Inhale, reach both hands high. Exhale, lowers the right hand to the inside of the foot. Twisting away from the knee. Exhale, lowers the left hand. Press into the hand, send your hips back. Try to straighten the front leg. Don't let your hips sink to your heel. Trying to get the spine as flat as possible. Inhale, floats you up, bend the front knee. Exhale, press into the hands, step the foot back. Open the hands, step the left foot through. Ground the right palm. Inhale, reaches left hand high. Exhale, lowers the left hand. onto your knee. Inhale, reaches right hand high. Exhale, drop the hand to the outside of the knee, sliding the left hand up the thigh. Turn your shoulders towards the left leg. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, lowers the left hand to the inside of the foot, twisting away from the knee. Exhale, lowers the right hand. Deep breath into prep. On your exhale, press into the hands, send the hips straight back. Try to straighten the front knee. Let your hips sink to your heel. Try to keep the hip directly over your knee. Inhale, slowly floats you up. Bend the front knee. Exhale, press into the hands. Step the foot back. Open your hands and let your hips sink to your heels. Child's pose. Having the knee bent this deeply is not appropriate. Keep your hips over your knees and drop down to the elbow for puppy pose. With puppy pose, you can even extend the arms long to let the chest sink to the floor. If you need more time in child pose, take the time you need. If you're ready, inhale slowly lifts you up into your tabletop. Flip the toes underneath your feet. Exhale, press into the hands. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, allow the hips to sway from side to side, rolling on the balls of the feet. Slowly walk your feet into the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs, flatten the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach the hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the right foot back. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your hands high. On your exhale, drop the back heel. Open the hips, warrior two. Front foot pointing straight out to the front. The blade of the back foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to triangle, hinging in the hip. Reach the left hand forward. When you can reach no further, hand drops to the leg. Reach the right hand high. You want to avoid rounding through the spine. You're trying to keep the spine straight. You may need to come up the leg a bit or sink in the hips a bit more. Exhale, bends the front knee to strength. Inhale, floats you up. Reach both hands high and lift the back heel, squaring the hips to the front into your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward and step your feet together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall. Reach the hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the left foot back. Inhale the hands high. Crescent lunge. Exhale, drop the back heel. Open the hips. Reach your hands forward and back. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, hinge in the hip. Reach the right hand forward. Triangle pose. When you can reach no further, hand drops to the leg. Reach the left hand high. Exhale, bend the front knee to strength. Inhale, floats you up. Reach both hands high. Lift the back heel off the ground, squaring the hips to the front, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward and step your feet together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Round your palms. Step your feet back to plank. And drop down to the knees. Flowing through a few more cat-cows. Inhale, roll the hips and the belly sinks. Open the heart and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, head sinks between the arms. The next time the spine runs out, that'll be the last time. Inhale to a neutral spine. Make your way into a seated position. Legs extended long. Drawing your toes, press through the heels. Trying to get the knees as straight as you can. Supporting with blocks or maybe your towel if having the legs straight is not comfortable. Try to keep the spine nice and tall to begin. On the exhale, tuck the chin, lean the body forward. You may not get very far. Once you're as far as you can get, let the spine round and try to draw the forehead to the belly button. This is not about reaching your toes. Trying to get the spine as round as possible. Caterpillar pose, a full spinal stretch. If you don't feel this stretch, you're ready to lift the arms, adding gravity into the shoulders, or maybe even interlacing the fingers behind the head, slowly and gently releasing the weight of the arms to the head. Inhale to unravel the spine. Exhale to roll to your back, moving nice and slow. You may need to support underneath the thigh. Maybe you can float the hands. Maybe you can float the hands and feet. You want to have full control all the way down, moving as slowly as possible. Once fully laying down, bend the knees, place your feet flat to the floor. Moving into a figure four, drape the right ankle over top of the left knee. Neither pressing the right hand to the right thigh and even drawing the left foot in closer if you want to get deeper into the posture. Or reaching both hands behind the left thigh or to the front of the left shin. Find the depth that's appropriate for you. Your spine should be flat to the floor. Use your exhales to let go of tension. Slowly and gently releasing the legs. Uncross the ankle. Moving to the opposite side. Drape the left ankle over top of the right knee. Neither pressing the left hand to the left thigh and drawing the right foot in closer, or reaching both hands behind the right thigh to pull the knee in tight. Maybe even reaching to the front of the right shin. One side may be different than the other. Slowly and gently releasing the legs. Uncross the ankle, feet flat to the floor, and rock the knees from side to side. Moving into our twist. If you hold your tension lower in the spine, I want you to shift your hips to the left side of the mat. If you feel like you hold your tension higher up into the spine, and keep your hips in line with the spine or a little bit further to the right. I hold my tension in the lower spine, so I move my hips to the left, draw the knees into the chest. On the exhale, let your knees sink to the right. You can support the legs with blocks, maybe bolsters, pillows and books work just as well. Maybe you can use the right hand to hold the legs in place. If you want to get deeper in the twist, extend the bottom leg, in this case the right leg, straight down the mat. Try to keep the left arm extended out to the side. Inhale to slowly come back up to center. Pausing at center, gently rocking the knees from side to side. Moving into our twist on the opposite side. Maybe shifting your hips to the right side of the mat. If you want to keep this stretch in the lower spine, or keeping the hips at neutral or further to the left. Draw the knees into the chest. Exhale, lower the knees to the left. Finding that depth that's appropriate for you, maybe extending the bottom leg long or supporting with blocks. Extend the right arm out to the side. Bend at the elbow if you're limited for space. Inhale to slowly come back up to center. Pausing at center, gently rocking the knees from side to side. Draw your knees into the chest, reaching your hands in between the knees, grabbing the shin. Allow the legs to drop open like a book. Maybe adding pressure from palm to palm into the thigh or shin, causing the hips to rock from side to side. If you want to go deeper, slide the hands down to the ankles. Or maybe moving into happy baby, opening the soles of the feet to the sky, letting the knees sink towards the armpits. You want the spine to be flat to the floor. You can either keep holding your ankles, or you can switch your grip, holding the outside blade of the foot, or peace fingers holding onto the big toe. Holding the outside blade of the foot is the deepest. Whichever depth you're in, try to press the tailbone to the ground. Relaxing through the hips and knees. Slowly and gently releasing the legs. Place your feet flat to the floor and as wide as the mat. On your exhale, let the right knee sink to the left side of the mat, keeping your foot on the edge of the right side of the mat, looking for an internal rotation of the right leg, looking for a stretch on the outside of the right leg. If you don't feel this, you can place your left ankle over top of the right knee, pushing that leg down further. This can be quite aggressive if it's too uncomfortable, making a fist or sliding a block underneath your left thigh to control your depth. Slowly coming up the center. Left foot to the edge of the mat. Exhale, let the left knees drop to the right side of the mat. Maybe placing the right ankle over top of the left knee to press that leg down further. Inhale to slowly come back up the center. Gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Maybe pulling the knees into the chest, holding the knees and creating small circles. Take whatever final adjustments you need, prepping yourself for a final resting pose. Whichever pose is calling to you, whether it's Shavasana, supported bridge, or supported fish. Maybe legs up the wall, or maybe even a seated meditation. The choice is entirely yours. And once settled, eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm. Breathing with ease, in and out of the nose, deep into the belly. Draw your awareness to the body. Relax your feet, your legs, and hips. Relax your hands, your arms and shoulders. Soften the belly and your back. Release your ribs and the chest. Relax your neck, throat, and your face. Relax the eyes. Unclench the jaw. Shift your awareness to the breath. Slowly deepen the inhale. Lengthen the exhale. Draw the stillness and tranquility of the inhale into the mind, the heart, and spirit. Exhale to let go of any energy that opposes this. Allow the breath to cleanse you of unwanted energy. Allow the breath to hold you, to nurture you. Allow the breath to heal you. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Invite small movements to the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling into the wrists and ankles, and gently rocking the head from side to side. Inviting in bigger and bigger movement. Maybe drawing the knees into the chest, creating small circles, or keeping your feet flat to the floor, rocking the knees from side to side. Slowly and gently make your way into a comfortable seated position. Taking these final moments for a practice of gratitude, finding just one thing to be grateful for, no matter how big or small. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. It's with love and gratitude that I thank you all for your practice. From my heart and home to yours. Namaste. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day and week. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.